ever feel like starting a business is only for people with rich uncles, perfect credit, or a trust fund? Let me be real with you. I didn't have any of that. But years ago, I still raised over $50,000 to fund my business without walking into a single bank. In today's video, I'm going to show you what I did, when I did it, and why it worked. But I'm telling you right now, if you really want to get this and understand this and see how to do this, we're letting you know that there is a great opportunity coming real soon for everything that I did to be able to make this happen, to be available to you, and we'll talk about it soon. But let's get into this because I'm sure you are ready. So, part number one, before we get tactical, let me start with this. If you want to fund your business without banks, you've got to shift your mindset. Here's the truth nobody talks about. Banks were never built for beginners. They were built to protect their capital, not take chances on yours. Once I understood that, I stopped wasting energy chasing traditional funding. I started asking, who benefits if I succeed? Vendors, partners, software companies, investors, grant makers, even retailers. They all want you to thrive. So instead of begging banks, I built a web of support systems that gave me leverage, not rejection. Part two. So the first move I made, what was that? Well, it was Net30 vendor accounts. This was the first wave of capital, and I'm talking about the kind of credit that helps you grow without draining your cash. I've talked to so many entrepreneurs over the years who unfortunately didn't know the right structure, the right system, so they drained their cash and their credit. Well, what I did, I opened 5 starter Net30 accounts that reported to business credit bureaus. It was companies like Uline, Quill, and Granger. I only bought what I needed, a printer, ink, folders, envelopes, and always paid early, and that is a key. Now, when did I do this? I did this week 1 of starting my LLC at that time, before I made a single dollar in revenue. Listen, you want to do this as soon as your business is legally set up, has an EIN and a DUNS number. Now, why did this work? These vendors report payment history to business credit bureaus, which I was building my business credit profile from day one. No personal guarantee, no hard inquiries, and guess what? That opened the door for real lines of credit later. Part 3. Here's where things started getting exciting. So after 60 to 90 days of positive reporting, I applied for FinTech business cards, and I'm not talking about big name banks. I mean cards like Brex, Divvy, and Ramp. Now, what did I do? I structured my business properly, had a legit website, a business phone number, matching business email, and the right NAICS code. Then I applied for these cards that base approval on cash flow and business legitimacy, not personal credit. Now, when did I do this? This was around the 90-day mark once my vendor accounts were established and my business looked fundable. This is very, very critical. Now, you have to understand, why did this work? Because these fintech companies want to serve startups. They approved me for $15,000 to $20,000 in total limits, even though my personal credit wasn't perfect at that time, and even though I had nothing established in the business. Most important, these cards don't report to personal credit unless you default. So it protected my utilization ratio as well, and that's important. Next, I tapped into what I call function over flex credit. Retail credit lines from stores like Amazon Business, Home Depot Pro Extra, or Best Buy for Business. Now, what did I do? I applied through the commercial credit portals using my EIN only. Again, no personal guarantee needed once my business credit was in place. Now, I did this in months 3 and 4, right after my FineTech cards landed. That gave my business profile even more strength, which improved my approval odds. Now, you have to understand why this worked. These stores want your business. Now, in some settings, I tell people that store credit cards aren't going to do a lot, but I'm telling you, in the case of wanting to build something for the business in a quick 4 to 5 months, this is a smart way to go. They offer net 30 or net 60 terms that let you buy equipment or supplies, use them, make money, and then pay later. That's cash flow magic when done right. Now, part 5. Here's something most people sleep on. Free money still exists. And no one, I'm not talking about lottery tickets or fake ads. I'm talking about micro grants and local business funding pools. Now, here's what I did. I applied to local grants targeting minority business owners, first-time founders, and those operating in underserved areas. One of the first ones I won was a $5,000 startup grant from a city-backed program. Then came another from a small business accelerator. Now, when did I do this? I began this search as soon as I created that LLC. Grants can take weeks or months to disperse, so apply early and often. This is why now I love to provide entrepreneurs a list of these grants. I have more than 350 grants that you can apply for on a yearly basis. Now, why did this work? I had everything ready. Business plan, pitch deck, community focus, even testimonials. Most founders don't win grants because they don't treat it like a business proposal. Now, part 6. Last but not least, I tapped into community development financial institutions. These are CDFIs is what they're known as, and non-bank lenders. Now, these are mission-based lenders designed to help startups that can't get bank funding. So what did I do? I applied through a local CDFI with my profit and loss projections, a 12-month roadmap, and proof of personal investment, even just a couple $1,000s. Now, when did I do this? Month 5. Once my revenue started coming in and I had real numbers to back up my vision, this was the perfect time to apply. Now, why did it work? Because CDFIs care more about impact than perfect credit. Because I had a structured plan and good financial records. They extended a $10,000 line with friendly terms and coaching support. This is critical. Part 7. So let's do a quick recap. Week 1, I opened net 30 vendor accounts. Month 2, FineTech cards like Brex and Divvy. Month 3, retail credit from Amazon, Best Buy. Month 3 and 4, grant application. Month 5, CDFI plus alternative lenders. That's how I stacked over $50,000 in business funding without walking into a single bank. Now, you know what to do, when to do it, and why it works. If you would like a great breakdown of how this structure works for your business, how to set your business credit profile the right way, access funding that doesn't tie to your personal name, then I want you to check out my Biz Done Right community, soon to be launching. That's where we roll up our sleeves and walk you step by step through each move. Whether you're starting from zero or stuck in survival mode, this community gives you a clear roadmap to get your business structured, funded, and profitable. So listen, if this helped you, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're serious about funding your dream. Drop a comment. What strategy are you going to try first? And remember this, you don't need a bank's permission to build wealth. You just need a blueprint. So let's get up and get after it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Be blessed. Have an awesome day.